Lovers bit on the side, where we like to fast forward the majority of the main show just to get to the best bits, which is us. OK, on tonight's show, you'll be finding out about this. You'll see what's happening here.
Hyperventilating with excitement, really. I mean, almost going to be sick, but I won't.
Don't be sick, Judy James! And you'll have to deal with this.
Oh, that was horrible. It's horrible.
OK, but before any of that, we need to find out who is on tonight's panel. Our first guest has all the credentials to be a tip-top panellist. She has the talent to win 2 Brit Awards, the skill to earn 7 top 10 singles, and the balls to call Tina Malone Princess Fiona from Shrek. It's the one and only Michelle Heaton. Now, for anyone wondering tonight, I can confirm I've got a Brazilian. And he came 5th in Big Brother 10. It's the lovely Rodrigo Lopez. And finally on the show, Sheffield is famous for the Industrial Revolution, steel production and Sean Bean. But did you know it also has a thriving acoustic folk hip-hop scene? And that scene is right here tonight in the form of Lucy Spraggan. First up, let's talk about the show we just watched, shall we? We saw the remote control shopping task. I thought, extremely good task. What did you guys think?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a really excellent task, and I love when the sheep came in and Gina stepped in the poo. I thought that was hilarious.
See, that's the kind of people we have on this show. That's what we like, poo stories. Rodrigo, it seemed to kind of lift the spirits of the house, which is what I imagine is the thing that they exactly need right now.
Yeah, definitely, because especially now that all these things happened, you know, the guy was chucked out, and we were fed up of seeing all that Hazel doing all those nastiness and being so like a whore, you know. So we were kind of fed up. We were kind of fed up of seeing all that. We needed something to lift up the spirit of the house and make us laugh, not make us disgusted.
Yeah, that's a slightly harsh word, I think.
Sorry.
That's not how we want to describe...
Sorry, I'm not from here. Sometimes I use the wrong word, sorry.
OK, thank you for the apology.
I think I meant that.
I want to pick up on the Daily Hazel thing very quickly. Last night, he was on the show. Last night, I received a barrage of comments online about how I condoned his behaviour, about how I condoned domestic violence. So just to put it out there, I didn't condone his behaviour. I don't condone any physical abuse or violence to anybody, man or woman. My comments about it taking 2, it being 50-50, was relation to the past 4 weeks, not the incident that happened on Sunday. So, if that wasn't clear last night, I hope it's clear now. Right. Lucy, your thoughts on the task?
Fantastic task, very creative.
Yep.
Good fun watching. Sort of, it was a bit of like an emotional bit for Dexter to sit there with his mum and stuff. But I kind of enjoyed seeing him a bit teary.
I know. I'm really liking this side of Dexter. I know, you know, and I kind of genuinely believe this. I just want people to like me.
Yeah, the whole time you can see he's put this front on, because on the outside world, maybe people don't like him and he has to use money to get attention. But now we're seeing the real him. You know, I like him. I really do like him.
OK, I don't think you like him.
Fake. Emma, he came in the show at the start and said he had a girlfriend, she'd given him a pass. I don't even believe he had a girlfriend. I think he's paid that woman to be his girlfriend so that he can go to Hazel, now go to... just so that he can create headlines for himself.
I believe you.
It's kind of hard to tell with Dexter, isn't it? I mean, you know, I think that's what makes him quite a good housemate, because we don't know what is genuine about him and what isn't. We're always constantly second-guessing him. We have had his supposed girlfriend on the show, and you know, he is punching well above his weight, if that is his girlfriend. Could, Michelle, those 2 minutes when his mum went into the house help save him on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. I do think that as time goes on, he's becoming a better housemate, he's becoming entertaining in a good way. He's not necessarily slagging people off behind their backs. I actually think a lot of other people are more two-faced than he is, and he's getting a bad rap. He's getting all of that onus on himself. And I actually think if you look at other individuals, they're doing even more talking behind people's back than he is. He's a great housemate.
He takes it all on the chin as well.
Yeah, he does.
to be
He takes
fair.
it all on the chin. He doesn't take it too personally. He's a great lad, and I enjoy watching him, and I actually love that moment with him and his mum, and 100% that will save him on Friday.
Well, oh,
Yes, yes,
oh, oh, that was such a definite no.
Massive fan of Dexter before yesterday, yesterday's show. But up to the problem with Friday is that all the people that are up for nomination, there's no clear favourite that's going to go out, as far as I'm concerned.
Jackie!
But then for him, bear with me, but for him to nominate Gina, not on. Not on.
Really?
Yeah, not on.
I was quite surprised by that because I thought they'd made quite a good bond, to
But
be
I
fair.
think he nominated Gina because he knew she would get votes. He was trying to... Oh, sorry.
He was doing something underneath the desk.
I just kicked him. I didn't like what he was saying.
So I think he was, you know, like,
So
to
you think it was
protect
tactical?
himself. Yeah, it was tactical. I don't think he would nominate her because they were quite friends in the house, like in the secret thing.
In the safe house?
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
they
the
got on quite
yeah.
well. Charlie this evening has said that she wants to see Dexter outside of the house. Michelle, what do you make of that?
I can't really get their relationship. I don't get it, because surely Charlie's not interested in
I think she
Dexter.
means it quite platonically.
Yeah, I think she's just being kind and polite. I think that she's taking his advances in a nice way, and she's trying not to let him down in a harsh way. And she's just saying that, I'd love to meet up with you, friend by friend, but I really don't think there's any romantic link from her. I don't think there's any romantic link from him either. I'm not quite sure what his intentions are. I just don't get it. But I don't care. I love watching him.
Are his intentions maybe to make a quick buck?
Maybe,
With a showmance after the
definitely.
show?
I do think that he's in it for headlines, and I do think that he wants to be a celebrity. He's trying every which way possible to get those headlines. But it's good fun. It's harmless. It's nice to watch. He's not hurting anybody. And I think Dexter to the end, definitely.
OK, we saw the return of tennis ball gate this evening. Now, Dan wanted to keep the message from Hazel. Lucy, do you think that was the right thing to do?
No, I think Dan dealt with it well. Like,
It's a tricky situation.
yeah, and he went at it like, I think she already knew that it was about her. She was like, she sat in there. She stayed in the kitchen on her own. I think he dealt with it well. I think it was a good idea to say something in the end. But you know, hiding it from her wouldn't have worked.
No, and there would have been a lot of speculation amongst the housemates had it not have been shared with the group.
I think that's made her scared. I
Do
think
you?
she's quite scared, yeah, because she doesn't know what Daly's been saying about her, and she can't control it, like she said. So
Because
I think
she's still on the
I
inside.
think she might be a bit afraid.
OK. Now, Charlie has been at it again this evening. She has stuck her big size 10s in there by telling Jackie, Mum, 100% apparently you're going on Friday. She certainly doesn't mince her words. Michelle, do you think she's ever going to learn?
No, but that's what I do love about Charlie. I think she just says it without thinking, but I like that. It's a bit endearing. She doesn't have a game plan. She's just is who she is. And I think that once Jackie leaves, and I hope she does, we'll see even more
You
brilliant
hope she
Charlie. I
does?
do, yeah, because I think I want to see Charlie come out of a shell more. And her mum's repressing her, as my mum would do if she was in Big Brother with me. And my mum's in the audience, and she knows I mean it in the best way possible.
Right here.
I mean it in a nice way. How can she possibly enjoy herself to the fullest? And I want to see her have a bit of fun with Callum, because I think a couple of weeks ago that could have been really nice. And now it's just gone out the window, and Jackie's to blame.
Ooh, Michelle Heaton, there is no holding you back tonight. Right, that's what this I have to say, but if you fancy joining us in the studio audience, then get in touch. All the details are on the screen now. Coming up, fresh from her cameo in The House, Julie James is going to be joining me to give us her take on the latest goings-on. But first, who do you want to see get the boot on Friday? Who goes? You decide. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Now, during the break, we heard news from Up the Hill that they are no nearer to discovering who is responsible for the tennis balls in the garden. Do you have any ideas? No. Panel, any ideas?
No idea.
Terrible ball control. OK, so what happens when Rylan, body language expert Julie James and task producer Anna get together and cause mischief? This is what happens.
OK, so as you know, we're in the middle of this week's shopping task, remote control. So in about 20 minutes' time, Big Brother's going to pause the housemates. And this is where you two are going to go into the house. So, Rylan, I'm going to direct you via an earpiece in the house. And Judy, you're going to psychoanalyse the housemates right in front of their faces.
Do it.
Are you ready? It's time.
Right, Judy. The day has finally arrived.
I don't believe it. I don't believe
You
it.
are going in to the Big Brother house. How are you feeling?
Oh, hyperventilating with excitement, really. I mean, almost going to be sick, but I won't.
Every psychoanalyst dream going in there.
Dream mixed with nightmare. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Let's go. Be quiet. They don't know we're here yet.
Right, and just to keep you in the loop, we're going to fast-forward housemates just to move them around a little bit. Dan in the shower, the fast-forward is so funny. Guys, we're going to pause as soon as we can. I think Dad's having a cold shower. And you're going in, Rylan.
So, Judy, here we are in the Big Brother house. We have seen some emotions come from Dexter regarding Charlie. Is he looking at a bum?
I love him.
Right, I would say that angle is probably right cheek. You notice the sort of casual tourist body language.
So a tourist stance and tourist socks. Let's move up to the treehouse. Looks like Callum's wearing a boob tube.
You ask about the bromance and why they're drawn to each other.
We've seen quite a bromance between these two develop. Why do you think that is?
I mean, it's like the boys' club, really.
It's like a bit of a den up here, isn't it, for him?
And, of course, you've got the best view in the garden.
Jack's just cash at the minute.
No vanishing hand.
Oh, hang on a minute. What's going on here?
We know Jack and Joe, one of the housemates facing the public vote. How do you think they're taking it?
So Jack and Joe are up for eviction this week. How do you think that they've been dealing with it?
Quite well, but some of the subliminal gestures look like they've been slapped around the face with a kipper.
You can go inside next to see Jackie, who's in the toilet, but she's just washing her hands.
And here she is. Look.
Jackie unveiled.
Jackie Travers. She's broken her wrist, bless her, so we ain't got to see any of the Jackie Travers moves, you know. Yeah. The Jackie Travers moves, and I'm missing them.
Dexter and Callum have been vying for Charlie's affections. How do you think she views her potential son-in-laws?
As we know, Dexter and Callum have both shown affection for Charlie. Who do you think she would rather stay out of the two of them?
I would say that she'd rather Callum. I think Callum's a little bit more manageable.
Oh, my God. We've done it. We've done it. Get the card on. Did you enjoy it?
I loved it. Oh, my God, how amazing.
I know.
To stand right next to them like that.
You are the only psychotherapist ever to go in that house and do that.
I know.
Well, listen, I can take this out of my ear roll. Judy, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, my God, thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
How amazing. Your first time in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, I mean, and I could have stayed there. I mean, just build me a little camouflage thing where I can just sit in there and watch them all day. And
How was it?
It was... what do you say? I mean, it was beyond... I loved it. I beyond loved it. I mean, you find out so much more. I mean, Dan was under that shower, that cold shower, not moving for 25 minutes.
Is that how long... We've obviously only seen a 2-minute clip.
Oh, we made
down,
the most
so you
of
were
it.
in there for quite a while.
I think that we were getting told to come out, and we were like, no, we're just going to... I think the sheep looked better, that's the only thing I will say, but we didn't leave any droppings on the way out. It was to get up there, and they couldn't move, except for Dexter, and when I was insulting him quite profusely, I saw his little eyes just give me a bit of an evil, but it was excellent, absolutely wonderful.
Do you feel like you can understand them better when you're in such close proximity and their behaviour?
Yeah, I mean, I think what people don't realise, and again, I've watched it for years, it's a bit like walking on stage. It's like going into the Globe Theatre. You've got the bright lights. I just suddenly remember how these people are in there, working their little socks off to entertain us for weeks. And I have to say, and I never believed this, I always said you'd forget the cameras after about 10 days. I forgot them the minute that I walked in. I was actually wondering where the cameramen were. Yeah, I was thinking, oh, they're obviously not filming this.
Did you feel like you were kind of on 3D TV, like just in there with them and without thinking of you were actually on a set?
I felt as though I was on a set, but I forgot that anybody was filming us. It's really strange. So when people say, you know the way they dress themselves up when it comes to eviction night, as though they're on camera, I think they probably genuinely can forget that they're on camera a lot of the time. I know they hear it sometimes, but
I
you're
think
not
we
aware.
should send you into the celeb one.
Oh, yeah,
Wouldn't Judy be amazing in there?
I would be in the toilet with Jackie all the time. I mean, you would not get me out the toilet. I mean, really.
Now, you've got a new standout housemate, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I just think Charlie, she got under the radar. It was like the penny dropped today. I suddenly realised, and having seen her in the house as well, she's positioning herself really well, and I think she could win this. She's almost in a classic position. She stayed under the radar. Everybody quite likes her. She's got these two men that are now admirers, aren't there? I mean, nothing's going to come of it, but they both think she's absolutely wonderful. She's able to speak her mind with them. She tells them that she doesn't like them. She says, you're evil. But then she's nice enough that they stay hanging around. And she's building relationships with all the big players. She's also got her mother in there to protect her as well. And everybody's wondering, oh, you know, is there more of her to come when Jackie leaves? I mean, maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but...
How do you think she will react if her mum goes on Friday?
I think she's almost positioning to take her mum's role in there. I mean, what we're seeing a lot of the time is a standoff, typical one between mother and daughter that's become an adult, and a power struggle. And I think, in a way, Charlie's winning it at the moment. Jackie's very weak in there at the moment. But I think I can almost see her moving into sort of house mother role in a way.
So is she a good plate spinner?
She is a plate spinner, and she's a much better plate spinner than Hazel was. Hazel would go round doing this slightly alpha-female affection thing, but it was almost so intense that, I mean, people like Dan got quite upset when she removed the affection, but with Charlie, she does it in a seamless way. So she will go around, I mean, she was hugging Dan quite intimately. I thought it was Hazel, actually, stroking one another. Then she'll move over and start showing affection to somebody else, but it's not in that kind of intensity that it's ever going to go any further than that. She's just
more
very
of a
popular.
sisterly way.
Yeah, yeah.
OK. Jackie said that you have got it wrong about Dexter and Callum.
I am never wrong.
So
Jackie,
you said that she would rather her have Callum in the house, but Jackie said Dexter.
Jackie got the biggest hint there and she didn't pick up on it. Dexter's the one that she needs to watch. I mean, I think with Callum you kind of know what you've got in a strange way, and I think Charlie's probably knocked him back as much as she's going to. But Dexter is very much the kind of sly fox, and I think Jackie's totally underestimated him. And I think he's forming he's a very bad opponent for her, actually. He could be her nemesis.
Where is she going wrong? This is the second week we've seen her up for eviction.
She's great in mother role in the house when she's protecting them all. When there were a lot of arguments in the first week, Dan was going out there doing the copper thing, but she was standing back, and you knew that she was kind of the rock of the house. So she's great as nurturing parent. What she's turning into now is critical parent, and it's a typical parent with teenagers where you start telling them off. You've got to tidy your room, you've got to do so-and-so. Well, their hands go on their hips, and it's like you and whose army. And she's getting this from everybody else, I think, in the house, apart from Dan at the moment. She's created her own rebellion.
Let's take a look at Jackie.
No, sorry, but
Absolutely
I totally
irrelevant.
disagree with you, Dexter. Manners cost nothing. And tonight, that was selfish.
Wasn't selfish.
It was selfish.
I was asking for everybody.
You
for
were
second
not
portions.
asking for everyone because everyone was eating theirs. You were asking for you.
Yeah,
you
but
said...
if there's second portions, I just wanted to know if there were second portions.
No, Dexter, you asked for
I'm
yourself.
not arguing about food, Jacqueline.
You asked for yourself,
I'm not arguing about
Dexter.
food.
So, are things like that going to push Dexter and Charlie closer?
Yeah, I mean, that was Jackie's worst moment because she picked on the most stupid argument. It was because he asked for seconds, which is ridiculous. She had nothing to back it up. She was so dominant in that argument. The finger was out. And I think at the end of it, she looked round to the group like, I was right, wasn't I? Well, I think they and we were all probably identifying more with Dexter at that moment. And he didn't stop either, and then he kind of stormed out. So she needs to be very careful. She's very vulnerable, and it will also create a kind of bonding with Charlie. And there was a wonderful moment earlier on where she was sitting opposite her daughter. Her daughter was sitting up like that, completely in conflict with her. And Dexter, I don't think Charlie knew he was doing it, but he kind of sneaked his arm around behind
Mr.
Charlie. It was like, you know,
Smooth.
this is mine now. You know, so I think that's what Jackie needs to watch out for.
OK, Dan, this evening we've seen him become the protector of Hazel again. What did you make of that?
I think it was very nice that he did it, and
Yeah.
I think it was very good for Hazel that he did it. I think that the way that he did it might have caused him some problems because he does put on his old Superman underpants a bit, doesn't he? And I think he does it for all the right reasons, but then he turned it into some sort of crime series thing, didn't he? It was like a police lineup, you know, you've all got to sit here and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Hazel's standing there like that. I think Hazel's more eloquent. I think she probably could have told them herself.
I would imagine it was quite a difficult thing for her to...
Well,
odd to have to relay to the rest of the house, though.
Yeah, but the way he did it, because he got so bossy about it, you could see it getting people's backs up, particularly Sophie. I think it was well-intentioned, but I think he went too much into professional role. And I think in doing that, he forgot that actually these are all people that were in here for several weeks. So it lacked the human touch a little bit.
Will he become top dog again?
I think he will for a little bit. I mean, if Jackie goes, but again, he's better when there's an emergency situation. You know, when they're under attack, he comes in and that's absolutely appropriate. But when he tries to take control,
and I think he does that very well.
Extremely well.
You know, he's a
I'd
very
love
good
to have him
mediator,
around. And he's funny and lovely. But just occasionally, I think, particularly with the babies group, I think it gets their back up.
I love that they call them the baby.
Well, they're fighting back now because they don't like him to be taken over that kind of daddy, critical daddy
They don't
position.
want to be dictated to.
No, no, absolutely.
Judy, thank you so much. Judy James, everybody. Coming up, I'm going to be in the phone room taking your calls. But first, here on Bit on the Side, we like to put the main show to the post with all the exclusives. And we've gone and done it again. Here's the latest from Callum on arch love rival Dexter.
Oh, Dexter's making me laugh. He's making me laugh. He's such a little donkey. He's, like I said, outside of here, I'm sure we'll chat and he'll make me laugh even more. And within here, he's making me laugh and that. I can have an intelligent conversation with him, but he's such a little ferret. I just think his behaviour is just going around making as many friends as possible, particularly anything to do with the Travers, Charlie or Jackie.
Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Pause. Very nice as well. Now, every year in the Big Brother house, groups have formed. Who can forget last year's extremely lovable insiders and outsiders? But why not this year? What is so different about this set of housemates?
I do feel a bit lonely at the moment in the house. Yeah.
You know, it is a lonely place sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard because you feel you can't talk to everybody about everything all the time.
It just feels like everyone's taking the mick out, as if everyone's in a joke, you're not in, and I don't know, I'm just down today. And
I decided I'm going to keep myself to myself now.
Been doing that since the start.
OK, now, a perfect person to go on the panel tonight, somebody that we love having here. She's back again. She was in the last part, she's in this part. It's Judy James. So, Judy, let's start with you. You analyse the show constantly, so why aren't there groups forming this year?
I kind of blame Big Brother. I think the secret and lies thing, I think it has pitched everybody against everybody. They still don't trust who's who in there, I don't think. But also, I think we've got a new evolution of housemates. These are people that were probably born and grew up knowing Big Brother, so they've worked out how to win it. And I think we've got more game players.
They've worked
they
out
think they know, and the ones that think they know the best are probably doing the worst. But they've all gone in as players, and I think as players, they've got to operate as singletons.
What do you guys think? Why do you think there are no groups this year?
I think this year as well, because you've got Jackie and Charlie and the twins, with more couples, you can't really bitch and slag off as many people as you'd want to, because they could take it back to them, and that's kind of preventing the groups forming.
Yeah, I think maybe as well there's a good mix of people this year as well. You know, everyone's kind of had their moments. Sophie and Sam have been kind of quite quiet and on the outskirts, but the rest of them, there's been something with everybody, hasn't there?
I think it's like a big competition as well. So when you're in a competition, you're not going to form a group and tell other people what you're going to be doing.
It's every man for themselves.
Every man for themselves, definitely. Yeah.
OK, Rodrigo, you formed a little group in your house, you and Sophie.
Yeah.
How did that affect your experience?
For me, it was amazing because the house is a place where we express like our feelings, go up and down. It's like it's a emotional roller coaster, we used to say. And being with a person, having a person like feels like a family, because for me she felt like she was like my sister, and I loved her so much as a sister. So it was amazing to have that person with me all the time till the end. You know, I felt it makes us feel like, how do you say?
You felt safe together?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Michelle, what do you prefer to see on Big Brother? Do you prefer to see kind of groups going against each other, or are you more preferable to individuals? Or
I think I agree with you. When I was in there, it's really nice to have alliances and have people to confide into and have people to watch your back. But as a viewer, I much prefer this setup because everyone's out for themselves, everyone's fighting for survival, and when it comes to nominations, you never know who's going to be nominated. It's not as obvious, but when there's tag teams and everyone only nominating certain people, it gets boring. Yeah, it gets really, really boring and it gets obvious, and that's not fun. This is fun.
Lucy, what about you? Huge characters this year throughout the house. Are you a fan of the individuality or the groups?
I think I prefer it when there is a bit of a group, because when one of them goes and they've just been hanging around by themselves, you can really tell that they've gone. Like Wolfie's just like disappeared and there's this big Wolfie-shaped hole.
Yeah. And she's missed. Are you missing her?
I'm missing her.
Were you a fan?
Yeah, I liked her. At the very beginning, I have to say, I was like, whoa, hey, she's not right. But then afterwards, I thought she was fine.
So she grew on you?
Yeah, she did.
OK, let's talk about Sam. He's kind of, he's real... Did you just... Me? As I said, let's talk about Sam.
Yeah, you know, he has to go. He just doesn't do anything to me. He's just someone just there. He's just there.
Maybe, though, that's because, as we've said, there are some huge characters in the house. He has kind of slipped under the radar. Is it tougher, do you think, Michelle, for housemates that are slightly younger and don't have that group dynamic and feel like, you know, they don't have that backup?
Yeah, absolutely. He is young. He's quite naive. He doesn't really know where his place is yet. At the moment, he's looking as Callum is his confidant, which is probably not the best person to have. And then with the age gap between him and Jackie, I think a lot of the other people in the middle are gravitating towards Jackie rather than the younger people. So Sam is very singled out. But it's a shame because it's not making him good to watch. And I'm the same. I kind of wouldn't miss him if he was in there.
Do you not think
it's wasting his time in Big Brother.
Do you not think maybe he'll come into his own when some of the bigger characters have possibly gone?
There's really, really big characters there that have taken over the show, and Dan has annihilated people that have questioned anything about. They get an interrogation. So the youngsters just can't cope with that. They don't want to be interrogated. So they just hide under... Once you get Dan out, different show.
Just on Dan. I mean, groups are formed when you have strong alpha male and alpha female.
Yeah.
Now, we've had Dan, who's been in everyone's face, so he's kind of lost that credibility. We then had Hazel, and then she went with Daly. She's lost her credibility. Then we have Jackie, who gets into arguments where she doesn't need to. She's got valid points, but she pushes it too far. So strong groups only form when you've got strong alpha males and females. We don't have them this year.
We don't have that, so that's why they're all more individuals. Yeah. OK, let's cast our mind back to January. Spidey, who can forget them? They ripped up the Big Brother rulebook by going it alone, and it worked for them because they ended up coming second, God bless them. So, Judy, has the Spidey effect influenced this set of housemates that we have now, do you think?
Less than I thought it. I was actually expecting everybody to be Spidey looky-likey. Sorry, that's a bit too much, isn't it? Spidey clones. And I thought we were going to get a lot of people being overt villains, pitting themselves against everybody else in there. But I'm glad to say they haven't done that. And I think the thing with Spidey was that they could read one another's thoughts. They could go and regroup and talk about everybody else. The only two with that potential will be the twins. And I think that they're too sociable, they're too funny, they want to be liked, which Spidey, I guess, didn't. So I'm really relieved to say that, no, we haven't got any too much of a Spidey influence. It was good while it lasted, but...
She's relieved there are no Spideys in there. Dexter and Callum have both kind of switched up their characters in the house. Will anyone else follow suit? Are we going to see anybody kind of changing their characteristics or who maybe we think they are but really they're not? You would be right back on the end.
Dan went from being hated and now he's loved. He's changed his character because he had the public booing him.
You think?
Yeah, so he's gone back and all his detective skills. I like Dan. I think Dan should win. I think, like, when he's questioning Wolfie, he made her cry, but he's playing a game, and I think what you're saying about Spidey, I think he's following their footsteps, but he's playing it clever.
Really? You think he's taking on the Spidey effect?
I think now he's going back on himself, and now he's a detective. He knows everything in that house, like when the safe house and when there were all the... when Michael was the actor. He knew all that, so he knows how to play the game.
That I do agree with you on that, actually. He kind of has guessed everything right so far.
Dan's just have-a-go hero. He just tries to get in there, be the superhero, and kind of wind up people until they say something wrong, so then he can pick until he wears them down and then cause an argument out of it.
You are not a Dan fan, are you?
No.
No.
Just trying to be top dog.
Just trying to be top dog?
He's just trying to be top dog. And the best thing that happened to Dan was having all that paint on him.
Yeah. Oh, I like Dan. OK, the Travers are classed as two separate housemates. Are they playing together, Judy? They are mother and daughter. I would have thought they would be.
I think if they were both attacked, they'd protect one another's backs and I think stand up for one another. But I think, if anything, Charlie is the biggest threat to Jackie in there. I think it's where most of the rebellion's coming from. I don't think it's overt and it's not done nastily, but I think, in a way, they're kind of mother-daughter vibe where one wants to be in control and then the other. I think it's kind of sucked everybody else in. Most of them are grouping on Charlie's side and not Jackie's.
And what about the twins? Are they the strongest because they have that incredible bond, you know?
They should be. I mean, it's great for them, you know. They don't even have to speak to one another. They can almost read one another's minds, but it's also their biggest weakness, because when they were operating and they were almost cloned, you could... well, they are cloned, aren't they? But you could actually see that they were identical, they were speaking the same. But now we've got two characters. You've got good guy and bad guy.
Two very different... well, not very different personalities,
but if he does something wrong, his brother goes with him, you know. That's a weakness.
OK. It's time for another exclusive. Are you ready? Here we go. And the housemates are speculating as to who might go on Friday.
It's not bad.
I think we might only have a few more days here.
I know. It's horrible.
Don't worry about it, lads. You're here to the bitter end.
Yeah,
so
you've no worries
literally
at all.
just, like, chill out.
You absolutely have no worries. It's quite obvious.
Definitely not going anywhere.
Public love you.
I hope.
If you're not in the final, I'll eat my hat.
Yeah, me too. I haven't got one. I'll go and buy one, but I will still eat it.
Oh, do you think?
I think there's other people are more safe than they are.
Oh, gosh.
I think they'll be behind you.
Oh, gosh.
Possibly
Gotcha.
Dexter as well. So I think it's between Jack and Jackie and Callum. Those three. It's my personal opinion.
You're so funny.
You're so funny. Right, OK, I am phone alone at the moment, but not for very long, because any second now, I'm going to be chatting to you at home. So, without further ado, who's on line one?
Dave from Liverpool.
Dave in Liverpool, are you there?
Hi, Emma, sweetheart. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm all right. Devious Dan, eh? Devious Dan.
Why?
Desperate Dan.
Why?
Well, have you noticed from the start when he moved in, when Michael was kicked out, the actor,
yeah,
he gets his mates, Dan's few mates, and the people he doesn't like, and then he started on Jemima, then it moved to Wolfie, then now it's moved to Callum. What he does, a day or two before the nominations, he sits in the garden with his mates having a smoke, and he says, oh, what do you think about so-and-so? And one or two pass a comment, and then it's, oh, I think he's too nice, or I think she's an actress, or there's something not right. And he just gossips and delves in. And what he does, you know, Emma, with his, you know, his suspicions, what he does with that group who he gets on with, he tries to sort of sow the seeds of the doubts he's got into them. He's very, very devious, and him and Hazel, they cause a lot of damage together. You know, he backbites, he chats away, and he talks about people.
So do you think he instigates who might potentially go up by planting ideas in people's heads?
He does, and he's so sly with it, and you know, you've got the likes of Gina, who I love, and she's so upfront, and the way she just gives it, and the way she was honest to face Daly and Hazel in that interview, and the look on their faces, they just didn't like her, and she just came right out with it. She's so, I mean, she's funny. That I know she doesn't like washing up because she might break her fingernails and all that, but she's just so honest when she said, the person I don't like, it's Hazel, Hazel and Hazel.
OK, she is, going back to Gina, she is very honest. Thank you so much for chatting. I didn't really get a word in, but that's
I'm
okay.
sorry,
because
Emma.
no, you're fine. You're fine. That's what we're here for. We want to talk to you and hear what you think.
Okay,
so thank
Queen.
you for calling. It was lovely to talk to you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have we got time for line 2?
We've got Emily from Birmingham.
Oh, Emily, you're in Brum.
I'm in Brum. Are you all right, Bab?
I'm all right, Bab. How are
doing?
you?
Hi, I'm not bad, thank you. I just wanted to talk about Charlie and Dexter.
Go on, then.
I think Charlie and Dexter have been getting quite close recently, laying together, sitting together, and she keeps saying about these feelings of Dexter's not being real, him being sly, being a snake.
Yeah.
But I think that if she didn't have anything like, if she wasn't feeling anything herself, she wouldn't say it as much as she did, as like to go on about it that much. And I think Dexter's really planted a seed in Charlie's mind, and now she's kind of thinking about it a bit.
So you think maybe she's second-guessing herself?
I think so, yeah. I think maybe she's gone off Callum now. Now she knows, like, Dexter's feelings and stuff. So, you know, I think if Jackie was out of the house, we'd see a bit more, like, in terms of a relationship, maybe, or like a showmance or something, them getting a little bit closer.
Do you? Do you think... I don't put it past Dexter to potentially go for a showmance because, as I said earlier, I don't really know what to ever expect from Dexter. But do you think Charlie would engage in that?
I'm not sure. Like, I think as she's been talking about it more, I think if she didn't really care about it, she wouldn't say it to him as often as she does. So maybe he's just planted the seed and maybe thinking that, you know, maybe Dexter's telling the truth. But I'm not 100% sure that he's actually, you know, fully into that.
Yeah, well, time will tell, won't it?
It will
thank you
indeed.
so much,
Thank
Emily,
you very
for calling.
much. Can I just shout out to Mohammed and Tracy? Thank you, Emma.
You can. Love to
from
Brum.
Birmingham. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Because we had such brilliant callers, we don't have time for any more because they like to guess. OK, it was lovely chatting to 2 people that we had on. But on Friday, you are going to be evicting the latest housemate. But who hasn't been cutting the mustard? Who goes? You decide. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Pause. Play. Where did you get these from? Oh, this is those news. At 9:52 this morning, the housemates were up and out of bed, but not for long. Oh. Rewind.
No, don't go back.
Oh, no.
I need a toilet. There'll be...
Okay, so I was asleep.
I was sat in that...
Oh my God, they actually reminded me to go back.
I love you, Big Brother. Tonight.
Morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Knew that would be the case.
Oh, no.
So to do what we did all over again.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Do we?
I wanted to go back to sleep.
No, it's pause.
Imagine that, reliving the same day over and over and over again. Someone should really make a film about it. At 12:47 this afternoon, Dan had something to get off his chest.
Okay. Thank you very much. Perfect. Play. Oh no, she's giving me patches!
So funny. She goes, perfect. That's what I'm
Why is she doing my chest?
That is so
That's not fair. This is my body.
True.
But I'm using to win Big Brother, and now it's patchy.
That's so funny.
You're lucky.
Oh, fucking hell, what a bitch.
Now, it may look bad for Dan, but I feel for whichever poor bastard got the back, sack and crack. Do you know what? It was much needed, Camera 2. You just need to man up, in my opinion. And finally, at 2:22 this afternoon, there were some VIPs in the house. Very important parents.
You're absolutely right.
Pause.
Hello, you two.
Hello, boys. Looking great.
Hello.
Great.
Okay.
Really doing well.
Okay.
Really doing well.
I missed you.
You haven't changed,
You're
have you?
really,
Don't
really
change.
been good.
Just be yourself.
I want to cuddle. No, I want to.
Can't get out. No one Big time.
Just be yourselves, yeah?
Big time.
Just be yourselves.
I love you.
I love you too.
Love you. We're going to go.
Love you.
Love you. Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
See you soon.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you. Be
Love
good.
you.
I love
Be
you.
good, yeah?
Will do. Love you.
Oh, God.
Love you.
Oh, that was horrible.
It's horrible. Oh, hashtag totes emosh. That was so lovely. OK, log on to the website. I'm getting all emotional. Log on to the website to find out if they pass this week's shopping task. Look at this way now. So that's the news from today. But what's happening right now? Rodrigo, are you in the reality? Yay, there you are.
Hello,
What's happening up
Emma.
there?
I'm here in the reality gallery, and I'm here to tell you some news.
Okay.
Sophie was very pissed off, very annoyed, because the twins had a visit from their mom and dad, and they hugged them. They they spoiled the whole task, and she was really like behaving herself, and she had the visit from the boyfriend, so she has been really, really annoyed. And also Callum has complimented Sam, saying that Sam looks like a model. And Sam told him to fuck off because he apparently doesn't want to look like a model. I would love to look like a model, but I'm far away from that.
You are gorgeous, Rodrigo.
Jackie, thank you, Emma. Thank you, I love you. Jackie thinks Callum will be evicted on Friday.
Oh.
And Hazel said if Gina stays in the house, it's because the public loves that she's lazy, she's bitchy, she's blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we do love that. I love that, and I think Gina should stay. And...
Rodrigo, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I like it when you do this bit.
Oh, I love doing it as well. Thank you.
OK, good. I'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Oh, he's so sweet.
Isn't he?
Rob.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
What are you doing in here?
Staff shortage, I think. I'm drafting.
Drafting them all in. So what we got?
Right, so the live stream.
Yes.
Obviously on the website, channel5.com/Big Brother.
Yes.
On about midnight, so in a few minutes.
Yes.
So obviously. We want your questions.
For how long? A couple of hours?
Just 2 hours. Why not?
Okay.
Any more than that's boring. We want your questions for the nominated housemates. What?
It's not boring.
Oh, it is. Get them in on Twitter using the hashtag AskTheHMs and tune into Bots tomorrow for the answers.
OK, so these are the questions to potential evictees?
To the potential evictees, yeah.
OK.
So they'll be asking
and,
tomorrow.
any type of specific questions?
Anything you like.
Fun?
Absolutely, yeah. Fun.
Or,
please make them fun.
OK, you've got 20 seconds to say
20
whatever else
seconds.
you want.
Mandy Pepperpot on Facebook says, "Bleh, hate Dexter, can't his mum take him with him?"
Oh, I thought that was really lovely, the
and
two of them.
Ultimate Lad says, "Not enough lads in the house, get some more lads in."
There's loads of lads in there.
Hashtag lads.
Hashtag lads. Just lads, full stop. Right, that's it for tonight. Thanks to the panel and the studio audience. Join me tomorrow. My guests will be Jessica Wright, Mario the Mole and Helen Lederer. Have a lovely night. Good night.